The Food and Wine Festival has made its way to Epcot, and there is definitely a lot to see and do here. There's new merchandise, food options, entertainment available here at the festival that you will definitely want to take advantage of whenever you are visiting, but it can definitely be overwhelming trying to figure out where to start or what to do while you are here at the Food and Wine Festival. It is the second day here, so let's go and explore the festival a little bit together. I'll show you some things that you can take advantage of whenever you're here, as well as share some of my festival tips for you, so that way you can make the most of your time at the Food and Wine Festival. So let's go ahead and check out the festival. As soon as you get into Epcot, you are immediately greeted with decor for the Food and Wine Festival. I love the color scheme that they go with for all of the decorations, and a lot of it is really Ratatouille themed. There's a lot of Ratatouille characters around, but of course if you're wanting to visit the festival, you're going to want to make sure you don't miss it, and the dates of this festival are July 14th to November 19th. And one thing that you are absolutely going to want to pick up before you head into Epcot is one of the festival passports. I've never been to the Food and Wine Festival, or it's been a while since you've been to an Epcot festival. You definitely are going to want to pick up one of the festival passports, and there's a couple of things in here that I want to highlight to you. The passport here shows you everything that the festival has to offer. So when you open it up here, it shows you some of the different activities and events and different offerings that are here at the Food and Wine Festival. Keep looking through, it shows you some of the other offerings and where things are located. We'll talk about merch here in a little bit, but it shows you some pictures of merchandise. But the thing that I really like is it shows you all of different festival booths that there are around the World Showcase, and it shows you what type of food offerings and drink offerings there are. It shows you some pictures as well. Doesn't include pricing. That's the one thing I wish was included in here, but this is a really nice thing that you can get. You can go and sit down somewhere and just see what all is offered, maybe check off some of the things that you may want to get for yourself. I know I did personally. I went through and I starred everything that I was really interested in trying here at the festival. And that's another thing, when it comes to deciding what you want to eat here at the Food and Wine Festival, it might not be a bad idea to look ahead of time and see what some of the offerings are. There's lots of blogs and videos out there that show reviews of different offerings here at the Food and Wine Festival, and it's a good idea to do that, so that way you know what you're getting yourself into, and then you can plan out a little bit more of what you want to experience whenever you're here and what you want to try. As far as activity goes, one thing that you can take part in is the Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak scavenger hunt. So you can actually go and purchase one of these cards. It is $9.99, but all around the World Showcase there are little statues of Remy placed around. Essentially you go and you put the sticker where you found Remy at, and at the end you can go into one of the locations and redeem a prize after you are done and finished with the scavenger hunt. So that's just a fun little thing that you can do at the Food and Wine Festival. And if you were curious what the prize is at the end once you finish, they are some of these souvenir cups here. So there's 4 different options. There's a Tiana option, Figment, Mickey Mouse, and a Remy cup that you can choose from as your prize. But quite honestly, you can do it the Megan Moves way as well too. I like to go around and see if I can find Remy in all of the different locations around the World Showcase, and it's free, so if you aren't wanting to pay for the scavenger hunt card, you can still go around and see if you can find Remy everywhere. And if you're looking for another activity that you can take part in that you get a prize at the end, you can participate in the Emile's Fromage Montage. So this is Emile from the Ratatouille movie, and essentially there are a variety of items around the World Showcase, different cheese options, that if you purchase and try 5 of the menu items, you can get a prize at the end. Personally, I do not know what the prize is, but what you do is you purchase one of 5 of these options, and at the booth they will give you a sticker showing that you actually purchased the item and tried it, and then at the end you get a surprise. Another thing that is very popular at the festival are the different concerts that happen numerous times throughout the day whenever you are in the park, and the artists change every day. There's a QR code here where you can check and see who is going to be performing on the day that you are coming to Epcot. I pulled up the list here, and here is just a quick look at some of the artists and the dates that they will be here. So whenever you're coming to the Food and Wine Festival, definitely check out and see who is going to be coming to perform, because you never know who might be here and who you might want to see. Disney did an absolutely amazing job on the merch this year for the Food and Wine Festival. So if you're wanting a souvenir to remember your experience here by, definitely have a little bit of a budget in mind. But let me show you some of the offerings that you can expect to find for the Food and Wine Festival merchandise. These are the Minnie Mouse ears this year for the Food and Wine Festival. You see the Epcot Food and Wine Festival little logo here on the one ear. The bow is really cute. It has a lot of different cartoon food items. Then there's also some food on the other ear, and the back also has the same design. So these are very cute to wear around the park if you're coming for Food and Wine. Price on these are the usual $29.99 for Minnie Mouse ears. If you are a fan of wine tumblers, there is a very cute wine tumbler from the Food and Wine Festival that you can get. It is actually a Corksicle tumbler, which I believe Corksicle also is a sponsor for the Food and Wine Festival, and this is $34.99. There are a ton of pins that you can get for the festival this year. There is a Figment pin, lots of limited releases, so you have to see if they are available whenever you come for the festival, but a ton of pins that you can check out. If you are a Spirit jersey fan, there is a really awesome Spirit jersey for the Food and Wine Festival. You see the little logo on the front here, but the back is very, very well done. They have "Food brings the world together," which seems to be the saying for this year, but all of the different letters in the world together here make up different food items. So you have a little tomato there, there's a pie, a waffle, so that is super cute. And then along down the arm here are also a bunch of different food items. So this is a very nice Spirit jersey. So let's start to talk about some of the booths that you can find at the Food and Wine Festival. So as you may know, a big portion of the Food and Wine Festival, or any festival at Epcot, is just trying different foods from around the world showcase. And they are all located in these booths here where you can go and check out some of the food offerings. So this one in particular is the Mac and Eats food booth, which is opening in August. But the nice thing about the booths is that they have these big stands out front where you can see what is offered in the particular booth. But again, like that with the Mac and Eats option here, you can see all of the different offerings that they have. It shows the prices as well as a little bit of a description for what you're going to get. And I love whenever it shows photos, because like I said, you can see what you're getting, you can look at the portion size and see if it's something that you would actually want or not. And then there's also the beverages down at the bottom that you can look at. Now, yes, it is only the second day of the Food and Wine Festival, but one of the new booths that they introduced this year is called the Fry Basket, that has a lot of different French fry options that you can try. And the crazy thing is they actually sold out of a lot of things the very first day of the festival, which shows that it is a very popular booth that maybe you want to check out if you're a fan of French fries. Before we start doing some snacking and eating around the world and getting into the World Showcase, I wanted to share some of my Epcot festival tips with you, so that way you can be prepared whenever you come for yourself. The thing that may be helpful that I decided to bring today was a pen. This is very nice if you want to check off some of the things that you ate around the World Showcase in the festival passport, so that way you know if there are some things that you liked or not, and just so you can see what all you tried during your day. But another thing is, I talked earlier about how one thing you might want to do is actually plan out what you want to try before actually getting to the festival. And there's one main reason why I say this. You want to see if what you want to try is actually good or not. The thing about some of the offerings with the Epcot Festival here is that the price definitely does not reflect the actual portion size of some of the offerings. The dishes definitely range in price here at the Epcot Festival, but sometimes the portion size can be quite small compared to how costly the dish actually is. And so I definitely recommend checking out and seeing if it is actually worth trying and if it's what you want to spend your money on. A lot of times guests can get very disappointed with what they get because it's not as big of a portion as they were expecting and it didn't taste as they were expecting. So to make sure you are making the most of your money and the space in your stomach, make sure that you are trying out dishes that you actually like and are worth the money. But it can get quite expensive eating around the world, and another tip that I have for you is to bring a friend to eat around the world with. Then you can split dishes, you can split the cost a lot of times, then you can save some space in your stomach so you can try a lot more things whenever you are at the festival. And yes, it can definitely get very costly eating around the World Showcase. It might not seem like a lot at first, but once you get around and see how how many food choices there are, the cost can definitely start to add up whenever you are here at the Epcot festivals. So probably my biggest tip to you is definitely set a budget for yourself, so that way you know how much you want to spend whenever you are coming to the Food and Wine Festival, so that way you don't overspend. But I have a tip for you and one very handy thing that is going to help you stay on budget. So let's go check this thing out. As we are walking over to this thing, I did want to mention too, a good game plan for when you come to Epcot, and if you want to take advantage of the Food and Wine Festival but still enjoy what else is here at Epcot, is to do some of the rides early in the day. I think all of the booths start to open around 11, so this is a nice way that you can get some rides done and definitely make the most of your time whenever you're at Epcot, but still take advantage of the Food and Wine Festival. We are coming into the World Showcase here. Over to the left is the start in Mexico, and then if we go over to the right is the start in Canada. So definitely let me know in the comment section where you like to start. Are you a Mexico starter or a Canada starter? Personally, I know I always start over in Mexico, but I did want to come to the right here for the start to go into the port of entry store to see some of the other merch that they have for the Food and Wine Festival, and to pick up the little helpful item that you can have when going around the World Showcase. There are lots of other collections here as far as the food and wine merch goes. There is a huge Figment collection, and one of my favorite pieces has to be this Figment apron. That is very well done. Love the colors of that, and definitely something that I would wear. Okay, I'm out of the store, and now for the item that I have been talking about. One thing that I highly recommend picking up if you're wanting to stay on budget whenever you're here at the Food and Wine Festival is one of these refillable gift cards. These gift cards are so helpful because what you can do is you can load exactly how much money you want on there, and it's a great way to stay on budget. You have to load at least $15 in order to get the gift card and get it activated, but this is very easy to use around the World Showcase. It's very nice because it has this little strap that you can just put on your wrist. Then you don't have to also get your wallet in and out of your bag every time that you're going to actually purchase something. Just very easy to have this little gift card. It's refillable as well, so if you did want to add more money to it, you definitely can, but this is a very easy way to stay on budget, so that way you don't spend too much at the festival. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty hungry, so let's go check out some of this food. The thing about getting your food too that you'll want to note is a lot of times there aren't a lot of tables or like seating options around the World Showcase, and whenever it gets very busy and people start to come to check out some of the food, a lot of these tables definitely start to book up. So kind of have a game plan for a place that you want to go after you get your food, so that way you can eat it right away. I'm not going to get anything in Ireland here, but I did want to point out just how cute the little booth is. It's really fun because a lot of times they decorate the booth based on what country they are from, and I really like how Ireland looks. Another tip that I forgot to mention that I like to do whenever I go to actually get some type of food option is also hang out around the booth for a little bit and see what the portion size and what the actual dish is looking like. That's another good way to let you know if you are wanting to actually get something there or not. Also, it's important to note that the lines for these booths can get quite long, so that's definitely something you want to plan accordingly for. Here is the Brazil booth, and there's not a very long line for it, so this might be one that I check out first. They have the Brazilian cheese bread here. It is $4.75, and this is a very popular option I hear a lot of times from the Food and Wine Festival, so let's go ahead and try it. Alright, first thing we're going to use on the gift card, I think we'll go for a snack option, an entree, a dessert, and then a drink, so let's try that. Alright, here we go. First snack secured. Let's give it a try. Here's another look at the cheese bread in case you want to try it when you're at the Food and Wine Festival. It is served warm and it smells amazing. And of course it can smell good, but does it taste as good as it smells? Let's see. Very good. Definitely worth it. And you see there's two. So this would be a perfect sharing option for you and a friend if you come, and it's a part of Emile's Fromage Montage, but this is so good. Definitely recommend this. And what I like too about this is it is a very nice portion size for how much it was. I think it was $4.75 like I said, so I feel like it was a pretty good cost for the portion size that it is, but sometimes you don't get that here. After eating and enjoying all of my cheesy bread, it reminded me what I like to do and how I plan out the food that I decide to get whenever at the Food and Wine Festival. I like to go with options that I know I can't usually get like every day, if you will. There are some offerings here that, you know, you could get at a usual restaurant or you could have in your everyday lives, but whenever it comes to some of the options that I choose, I try to do some very unique ones, like the cheesy bread. I don't personally have that every day, so that's what I do whenever I decide what type of food I want to get here at the festival. Another thing you want to be sure that you're staying mindful of whenever you're walking around the World Showcase and eating around the world is that you are being mindful of the time that you spend in the sun. There really isn't a ton of shade around the World Showcase, so the sun can definitely start to drain your energy and definitely dehydrate you. I finished my bottle of water. I definitely need to go fill it up. So definitely stay hydrated and be mindful of how much time you are in the sun. Great thing you can do is definitely explore some of the pavilions in detail. They have a lot of shops and sometimes some rides, so you could take some breaks around the World Showcase, enjoy some of the stores, and maybe do a ride. If you wanted to take part in any of the concerts that they are doing here, maybe while you are eating your treat, you can enjoy a little show. This is where you come in front of the America Pavilion. Right in front is where you can find the little pavilion here that they usually do the concerts at. Okay, I think it's time we try our entree dish. I'm over at Hops and Barley here in the America Pavilion, and what's really piquing my interest is this Chesapeake crab slider. So it is $7. It's a Chesapeake crab slider. It has tangy coleslaw and Cajun remoulade. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Let's go try it. Okay, here we have the Cajun crab slider. I was feeling adventurous today. Usually this isn't something that I would get, but you can see it looks like a little crab cake down here, and then it's got the coleslaw and like the little sauce on it. So I don't know. Let's give it a try. This also just looks very messy, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I don't know. Here's our first bite. Cheers. Very good. Very good, like, crab cake. The sauce is good too. It's not super spicy or okay. A little bit spicy, a little spicy. Personally, I think this is an amazing option. I was gonna go with the gyro at first, but I'm glad I switched to this. It's essentially like a crab cake sandwich, and it is a tiny bit spicy, not super bad. It's kind of like a chipotle mayo-y type taste, so a little bit of spice to it, but very, very good sandwich. It has like a little crab cake on it. You can see it's a very little slider bun, but surprisingly for the size, it is quite filling. So I am happy that I went with this. I do want to add that as soon as I was done eating my Brazilian cheese bread, I realized that I did not get the stamp for the Emile's Fromage Montage. So I went back to the booth, I showed my receipt, and they were able to give me a little stamp. Now, I don't plan on finishing this today, but what I do plan on is keeping this passport booklet and bringing it back for future visits to Epcot. So if you are planning on coming multiple times to the Food and Wine Festival, you can definitely knock these off during multiple trips, or same with the scavenger hunt. If you don't want to do it all in one day, you can definitely do it over numerous trips to the park here if you're able to come a bunch of times. I am back in Italy, and I wanted to try and see if I could find any of the little Remys for the scavenger hunt. And at Via Napoli, the restaurant, if you look way up high, you can see him up on the little balcony. So that's exactly what you're looking for if you choose to do the scavenger hunt. Then you would just put the little Remy that you see, the sticker on the scavenger hunt paper, and then complete it. Now that we are in Italy, I wanted to show one of the little entrees that I did want to try. It was one of the gnocchi plates. But then I realized that they were $9, and when I saw some reviews online, they definitely looked like very small portions. So this was one instance where I didn't think that the offering was really worth the money that you're buying it for, but I don't know, maybe somebody should try it and let me know how it tastes. Maybe it is worth it, but to me, I didn't know that I wanted to spend $9 for what looked like maybe 10 pieces of gnocchi that they would give you. But that's just me personally. Now we've had a snack, we've had an entree, so to speak. I think it's about time that we get a drink around here in the World Showcase, and I have the exact option in mind. Let's head over to Germany for a refreshing drink. We've made it to the Germany Pavilion, and what we are going to try is the Schaffhofer, I believe, pineapple Hefeweizen beer. Now, they have a grapefruit Hefeweizen beer here in the Germany Pavilion that I absolutely love. So if the pineapple version is anything like that, I think it should be pretty good. All right, here's a look at the 6-ounce pineapple beer. I just went with the 6-ounce, and this was $5. A little bit expensive, but any of the alcoholic options that you get here at the Food and Wine Festival, or just in Disney in general, are going to be a little bit more expensive, but let's give it a taste test. Here's our review. Here we go. Cheers. That is very, very good. I love the grapefruit one, but I think I actually have to say that this one is one of my more favorites, or I like it a little bit more. This is so refreshing. It's very light. It's not very heavy at all, which is perfect for a hot day like this. It is very refreshing too, and it's like a very nice subtle pineapple-y taste. It's not very overbearing at all. I highly recommend this. If you need just a refreshing drink and you like beer, I highly recommend this. Get it at the Germany Pavilion, and the little 6-ounce option is a nice little size. It's not too big, and I think it's just right. Looks like there's some entertainment you can see in the Germany Pavilion. Little drink and a show. If you want a very unique souvenir from the Food and Wine Festival, you can come and get these like caricature corks. You can actually get your own like picture customized on a cork. That's pretty cool. Looks like it's $19 for the cork in the dome, and then it's $25 for a cork, dome, and display stand. So check that out. Yes, also I'll be honest, I did use a trash can as my little tray for my drink. It's just a thing that happens here at Epcot festivals. It gets very, very busy around the World Showcase. The Epcot festivals are very, very popular here. See a ton of people over there. Today we haven't had too bad of a day. Lines haven't been horrible, but definitely just know that it's gonna probably be busy whenever you come. Truly, this drink is just what I needed. We have spent so much time in the sun today walking around and enjoying the Food and Wine Festival. I definitely recommend, like I said, staying hydrated, but find a drink that is very refreshing and just kind of gives you a little bit of a boost of energy whenever you're walking around here, because it gets very hot. Something must be good in the China Pavilion though. Got a little bit of a line here. I'm not gonna lie, we absolutely lucked out. We were in Norway taking an AC break. Frozen was broken down, and as soon as we came out of the store, it just opened up. So it looks like we're gonna be able to walk right on Frozen, which you can practically never do. So this was a good deal for us. That was definitely a deal. We were able to walk right on and off of Frozen, and now it has a 50-minute wait time. Definitely lucked out. That was a little bit of pixie dust for our day. But as far as the rest of our day goes, we still need to try a dessert somewhere here around the Food and Wine Festival, and I think I have something in mind, so let's go check that out. Okay, and for our dessert, we are out in front of the port of entry again, and we are here at Shimmering Sips. We are going to try the Guava Mousse. It's on a sugar cookie, and it has a coconut lime whipped cream. So it's $4.75. I saw it as a little picture here in the passport book, and I haven't been able to get it off my mind, and it looked interesting to me, so let's go ahead and try it. And here we go. We've got the Guava Mousse. I don't know why this just sounded so interesting to me, and it looks so good. All right, here's our first taste test. Here we go. Cheers. Different. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I'm not actually sure what I really was expecting with this. You can see the inside. It's a little bit of a different color, but I don't know. I don't hate it. I actually don't really know how to describe it though. It's very fruity. The coconut you can definitely taste, but I don't know. It's kind of good. It's very light, so very good for a day like this. After trying a little bit more of the mousse, I would definitely say it's interesting. It's kind of lacking a little bit of flavor. I would like it to be fruitier. The sugar cookie is actually very good, but the mousse, actual mousse part, I don't know. It's not really doing anything for me. I don't know that I'd get it again. It was a nice portion size though, so I think it was good for like the money that you spend, but I don't know. I don't know that I would get it again. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So it's not really doing anything for me. 6 out of 10. Well, that is a little bit of what you can expect to see and do whenever you're at the Food and Wine Festival this year. I think that Disney did an amazing job on the festival this year. The food was great, entertainment was fun, and I thought they knocked it out of the park when it came to the merch. Overall, I was very happy with the food options I decided to go with this year at the festival. Sometimes it can definitely be a hit or miss, but I hope this video helped you if you are planning on coming to Epcot this year during the Food and Wine Festival. I hope you take some of the tips into consideration. But there are far more things that you can take advantage of whenever you visit Epcot here besides the Food and Wine Festival. But you're going to want to check out this video because I share some things that you should know before visiting Epcot. Enjoy your visit this year to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys!